Hey everybody, welcome to the Wild Thing 30-Day Yoga Challenge. My name's Jonas. I will be your instructor for this challenge, for this series that I've created. Just a little side project I wanted to do and I'm excited for. But before we do too much introductions, you're here to do yoga. So why don't we get started and do some yoga? You could have a mat. If you don't have a mat, use something cushioned or grab a towel, something to protect your knees if you have sensitive knees. And you can grab a block. If you don't have a block, you can grab a book or a can of soup or anything you have laying around to bring the floor to you. Let's come to the front of the mat. Bring our feet fairly close together. Let's step that left foot back. Bring your hands down to the mat and then bring that left knee down. That back foot could be tucked or untucked. And let's bring up your hands for a low lunge. Starting off nice and strong here. Squeeze that left glute. You should feel a stretch up in that left front thigh. Frame your head with your arms. Squeeze your shoulders. Bring your ribs away from your hips. Just take some nice, easy, slow breaths here. This is the time to slow things down. Let's bring our hands onto the mat. Bring up that left knee, step that left foot up to meet your right. Forward fold here. Bring your chest to your thighs. You can have your hands on the mat here. You can have your hands on a block. Or you could grab opposite elbows and just gently sway back and forth. This is a nice stretch if you're starting off the day doing this. It's also good relief at the end of the day. Good back opener here. You should feel this in the back of your thighs too. If you feel a pinching in your lower back, just bend your knees more. It means you're just putting too much pressure on it. Let's inhale to a half lift. Half lift, so we're just straightening the legs, straightening the spine. Bring your ears away, your shoulders away from your ears. Just neutralizing the spine here. Also helps strengthen the knees. Reaching the crown of our head towards the front of the room. Now let's exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, put your hands on the mat, and let's step that right foot back. And then bring that right knee down. Again, foot could be tucked or untucked. Inhale the hands up. So this is a spot, if you have sensitive knees, you could put something underneath that back knee. It helps to tuck the foot if you have sensitive knees. Take nice, easy, slow yoga breaths. So that means you're bringing your breath down towards your stomach, opening up your diaphragm, as well as your chest, filling all the corners of your lungs here. Make sure you're squeezing that right glute. Bring your hands to the front of the mat, bring that right knee up. Step that right foot to meet your left. Forward fold again. Again, you can grab opposite elbows, gently swing back and forth. Now let's inhale to a half lift. And exhale, forward fold. And let's go all the way to the top standing. Let's bend our knees, slowly roll on up. Keep your chin on your chest here. until your shoulders are above your hips. Then you could bring your chin up, reach your hands up towards the ceiling. And you could exhale your hands down to mountain here. So let's just bring your hands towards your chest, reaching the crown of your head. As you're reaching towards the ceiling, your thighs are engaged. It's a good pose to check in with your posture. Come out of that. Going into a standing side bend. Just reach your hands up, clasp your fingers. I like to point my fingers. Squeeze your head with your arms. Your arms and shoulders are nice and active here. And let's bring our fingers over to the right. Pushing that left hip over to the left so you get a nice stretch from that left hip up to your left shoulder. If you want to work a little bit more on balance, you can bring your feet together. If you don't want to worry about the balance, you can bring your feet further apart. Let's come back to center here. I like to switch up the grip of my hands. So you bring your back fingers towards the front. And then point your fingers over to the left, pushing that hip over to the right, squeezing your arms, squeeze your thighs. Everything's engaged here. Come back up here. And then let's clasp our hands and then look behind our hands for a standing back bend. So you're just looking at the back of your arms. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. That'll help protect your lower back. If you have a sensitive lower back and this feels too extreme, just come out of it. Let's exhale, come back to center, back into that mountain, bringing your hands towards your chest. Make sure you're at the front of the mat. Let's step that left foot back. And this time you can keep that left leg up, that left knee up for a high lunge. Engage that left glute, maybe have a soft bend in that left knee. Let's inhale up. Bring our hands up towards the sky, posing from our toes all the way to our fingertips. Let's bring that right hand on our right hip. Bring that left finger over to the right. So we're doing a side bend lunge here. Now we're working on balance, working on strength, stretching our hips, maybe get a little bit deeper. Bring that right hand up, bring your hands towards your chest, straighten that left leg, bring your chest forward, then bring that left elbow outside of your right. Try to stack your shoulders on top of each other, twisting over to the right. Should feel a nice stretch in that right hip. I know it's hard. Just focus on your breath. That'll make it easier. Come back to center, bring your hands onto the mat, step that left foot up. forward fold. Maybe your legs are straighter here. You should be a little more open in the back of your legs. Let's inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up to standing. You even go on your toes here. Whoop. Try to work on your balance. And bring your fingers down towards your chest. Hey, we all weeble and wobble. That's all right. That's why we call it yoga practice. Let's step that right foot back. Squeeze that right glute. Have a little soft bend in that right knee. Then bring your hands up for that high lunge or crescent lunge. You should be able to look down at your left toe. If you can't see that left toe, just open up your knee with that left hand. And bring the left hand on your left hip. Reach that right hand over to the right. And hold these poses for about 5 breaths. Like I said, these are yogi breaths, so they're a little bit slower. Bring that left hand up, reach your hands down towards your chest, reaching your chest forward, straighten that right leg, and bring that right elbow, hook it outside of your left leg. Now if you don't want to, this is too much of a challenge at the beginning, you could always bring a block, put it inside of that left foot, bring that right hand down, and bring that left hand up. It's a little bit less of a focus on the balance. You feel like you're focusing too much on the balance doing that prayer twist. You could do it this way. That way you could feel the pose. Bring that left hand down, move your block, step that right foot up, forward fold here. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold again. Plant your hands here, step your feet back, bring your knees down, and let's go into a child's pose. Child's pose, just bring your hips down towards your feet. You walk your hands out, bringing your forehead to the floor. Should feel like a nice lower back opener. Also stretching your shoulders here. If you want to make this more active, you can imagine you're trying to slide your hands towards your knees, pushing your hands into the mat. Just breathe. This is a very neutral pose. Nice relieving pose. It's going to be the end of the day today. So you can stay here in that child's pose for a couple more breaths or however long you need. But that is going to be our little day today. This is your first yoga workout. Congrats. If this is the first thing you've done today, it's also good. Yeah, I'm trying to create these little 8-minute, 10-minute classes. So there's things you could do when you wake up to kind of get your blood pumping for today. Or after work, you need a little bit of a relief. Also good warm-ups for a workout. Yeah, so keep on looking for more of these. You can end the video here, but if you want to hear a little bit more about me, again, my name's Jonas. I've been practicing yoga for 10 years. I've been teaching for a little less than 1 year. I took an online course right at the start of COVID and took my time because no studios were open. So I finished last year, been teaching multiple studios here in New England, and just wanted to provide this challenge for a lot of people who are curious about yoga. And it's a new year, so people are wanting to get started, but they don't know where to start. Also, people are nervous about going to studios because they're afraid they're gonna look stupid. But you don't have to worry about looking stupid because everyone in yoga at a class is worried about looking stupid, including the teacher. So, but this is a good way to get yourself familiar with the poses and learn what works for you. And that's the benefit of yoga, is that everything is different. Everyone has different practice. And so hopefully you stick with this challenge and you find what works for you, what you like, what you enjoy, as you increase your flexibility, increase your strength, increase your coordination, increase your balance. We're all going to be working on that because yoga works on all of that. So enjoy, keep it wild, everyone. Thank you. See you tomorrow.